What up everybody, Scuffy here, and we've got ourselves a recruit level video that we're going to go ahead and do. So quick disclaimer, recruit level videos are a series of videos for newer players. If you're more of an experienced player and you know what this topic is about, this is not going to be any news to you. But the intent is to highlight mechanics that have been added to the game or newer things, how you play them, what they do, and then how you can play or anticipate to play against them. It's very important for newer players to understand. So if this video isn't for you, but you know a player who is newer to the game or who is interested in playing the game, please make the recommendation. Have them check out this video, take a look at it, or the other videos in the recruit level series, because I break down all the different mechanics, be it ward, survivor, psyker, whatever the case may be. If they're interested in a certain legion or a certain mechanic or trait, there's a recruit level video for them. So please have them take a look at that. And with that being said, we're talking about Landing and Requiem today. These are two videos. These are two back-to-back mechanics I'm going to try to highlight in the same deck for folks, so that way they can see both Requiem and Landing, which are both exclusive to the Blood Angels. So first, let's talk about what the mechanic does. Landing is very simple and sufficient. Landing does something when this troop exits the drop pod which hasn't been destroyed. So this unit comes in with a drop pod, and then if that drop pod isn't destroyed at the end of your opponent's turn, it gains the landing benefit. In this instance, Clonadus gains +2/+1. Some troops have effects that deal damage when they pop out. Some troops have effects that gain certain status effects, such as Bloodthirsty, right? Or you've got a troop that can stun the Warlord. They all do something interesting, and they really force home your opponent's need to target and break those drop pods so they don't gain the landing effect. They still have to deal with the troop inside, but they might not be able to deal with that landing effect, at least. Harem Squad is an example of a Requiem troop. Requiem is a different type of effect. This is not like a backlash. This is kind of like a backlash adjacent mechanic. Requiem does something when there is an adjacent troop to this unit that dies. At that point, the Requiem is triggered. In the same way that Landing has various effects, Requiem also has various effects. You've got that one there that deals 2 damage. You've got one here that gives a troop +1/+1 as well as Berserk. You've got others that allow you to draw cards. You've got some that are giving you, Survivor. So Requiem is very varied. One of the shining highlights is the Angel's Tears, which deals 3 damage to a random enemy. Requiem is very powerful on its own when it's combined with the Blood Angels as well as their beefy landing or drop pods. The odds of them pulling off Requiem increases. Now, I'm going to use Azkaellon to showcase this because, first off, I don't think he gets enough play. Whether or not you enjoy his emotes and his voice acting or not, that remains to be seen, but he doesn't get enough play. Plus, also, the deck I've got here has got a good mix of Requiem and landing effects. More landing than Requiem, but Requiem is going to happen. We're going to do some practice games here, or a practice game here, and I'll showcase exactly how both of those things work. If you're interested in a breakdown as far as Azkaellon or Blood Angels, go ahead and take a look. I've got a video for that. I'll leave a link in the comments below or in the card up above here. Here? I'm not sure where it appears. Somewhere on the screen. But I have a lot of fun playing this deck, and I hope this video might inspire you to check it out too. Oh, not battle log. Practice. Okay, let's keep those 2 here. Alright, Host of Angels is going to give us 3 troops with drop pods, so that'll be good if we make it to the 7 energy turn. I still need to play that out there. I certainly can. Meanwhile, he's gaining perfection effects, and Azkaellon is doing what Azkaellon does early in the game, which is draw cards. I just need a troop to go with these cards. Look at that. Let's see, cards in hand, 8. We can do one more. I could do Command Bridge. I'm going to play Command Bridge. I'm going to need that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and bolster those guys up, and then I might just have a troop pulled that does Requiem. We can get that right off the bat. We'll see. Time will tell. Just a little shout out, one of the things I like about Azkaelon is he has Unstoppable and he has Frontline. Those can be very, very versatile. Very versatile options. I don't have anything there. Dang. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do this. And then we'll do... Need some troops. Need some troops, guys. There we go. We'll go with that. Just fast forwarding through until we get to a troop. Okay, so we are about to see landing take place here. I've got this troop here, stealth, drop potted. He's going to get his landing effect off. It's very simple. He's got that primed and ready to go. The activation is going to happen, and we get into landing, pop, and he gains the ability. It's as simple as that. Doesn't have to be fancy. Doesn't have to be crazy. Need to buy myself some time. We've done landing here. Okay, and then we're going to be able to see a Requiem in action. So we've got Angel's Tears, primed and ready to go. He has got Requiem here. We're going to end the game. This is kind of how Blood Angels do that. You can look out for more information as far as this deck and Blood Angels play style in general by card, as well as the Azkaelon and Ralderon decklist video. So we take this Requiem troop, we put in between these two troops here, and when each troop dies, it's going to trigger his Requiem effect. He's going to gain that. He's going to do damage. Does it once. He does it twice. If I were to throw out a fast troop next to him, then I can do it again, and he's going to do it a third time. That's how Requiem works, guys. So you've got landing and you've got Requiem. Together, they synergize decently well for the Blood Angels. And I hope this video has been a little bit helpful for you to showcase how they work, what those are. Now, let's get into the second half of it. We talk about what do you do, how do you combat Requiem and landing. Landing is very easy to combat. You just break the drop pod. You still have to deal with the troop inside. That is problematic, but you have to pick and choose how you are handling the landing. Are you willing to risk what this troop will become? Do you want that troop to have bloodthirst or not? Are you at risk of losing a troop because of Moritat Tybral? If the landing is going to be a problem, deal with it. Now, there are cards like Hermia that can increase the health of the opponent's drop pod, so that can be problematic, but do what you can to break those. Requiem is a different thing altogether. Dealing with Requiem, you really have to deal with the troop who has Requiem before you do anything else. Don't deal with the troops that are adjacent. Sometimes it's harder to do than others. For instance, if Harem Squad is next to a frontline troop, you don't have a way to hit it with a tactic, then you have to deal with the Rhino, in which case odds are you're going to trigger that Requiem. Most of the time, opponents will hold on to a Requiem troop and they'll play it when there's troops on their turn that they can attack with. So the other way to address that is to never have your opponent have troops on the board. That's very broad statement to say, and not as easy to execute sometimes. So if in doubt, try to either leave it so that the troops that are on the board can't die on your opponent's next turn. Now that's tricky, right? Because you don't want to leave troops on the board to begin with. But if you can kill them on your turn, and your opponent has got to use their turn to put the Requiem troop out, that basically has switched the momentum, and then you can target the Requiem troop before you target those other troops. But if you're leaving them out there with 2 health or 1 health on your opponent's turn, those are very disposable troops, as we saw in that example game where we used the 2 troops for the Requiem effect both ways. Had Saul Tarvitz not played any troops, and if he had more health, if he had not played any troops and he had just left all those troops at 3 health with the Landing effect, I wouldn't be able to gain the Requiem effect. So you can counterplay in that regard, but you do have to pick and choose your punishment. Do you want it up front, or are you trying to bait out your opponent and break the combo structure? Requiem is a little bit harder to tackle, but if your opponent misplays, either in placement of the troop or in timing of when they play a Requiem troop or troops that they were going to use to combine with the Requiem effect, then you can really capitalize on that. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, I hope that's been helpful. I hope that's been useful for you. If it has, as a new player, welcome to the game. Please check out the Blood Angels. Check out Ascalon. Give him a whirl. Give Ralderon a whirl. Believe it or not, they're very fun. They're very versatile, and they can quickly turn games around based off of their 2 effects, not to mention the fact that they've got some very strong tactics and warlords. So that is it for me, guys. Until next time, keep playing Legions, and we'll talk to you later.